Hi, I'd like to welcome each of you to another edition of the Wright Experience. I'm Dr. William T. Wright Jr., the founder and host of this show. I'm absolutely elated to continue to bring you the very best leaders that I can find from all across the United States. This month, January, as it is every year, is also School Board Member Appreciation Month. And so for the rest of this month, we're going to feature school board members that I may not have worked directly with, but are amazing in their own right. And we're going to have an opportunity to find a little bit more about that role and how school board members play a very important role in serving the community. Tonight is episode 84 of the Wright Experience, and my guest tonight hails from the state of Texas. She's actually a native of Dallas, Texas. Marion Hamilton, MHA, MBA, is the manager of the Patient Liaison Services at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center in Dallas. Ms. Hamilton is a native of Dallas, Texas. She earned her undergraduate degree from Texas A&M Commerce and graduate degrees from the University of Texas at Dallas. Ms. Hamilton is a lifelong learner and has a passion for children's education. She has been employed at UT Southwestern since 2005, spending the majority of her time in clinical affairs in the president's office. Throughout her tenure, she strived to excel in her career by participating in various programs and organizations such as Aspiring Leaders and an African American Employee Business Resource Group. Ms. Hamilton was elected by her colleagues to serve on UTSW's Employee Advisory Council, named EAC, from the fiscal year 2018 to 2020. Ms. Hamilton is also a licensed Texas real estate agent. Ms. Hamilton serves on the Lancaster ISD School Board, and her service began in 2009. She has a wealth of experience in that work, and she enjoys supporting children and her community. Currently, Ms. Hamilton is the board president. During her tenure, she has served in each officer position multiple times. Ms. Hamilton has two children, Corinthia Hamilton, who is an MBA graduate of Lamar University, and Jeremiah, who is a senior at Prairie View A&M University. Her hobbies include mentoring aspiring leaders within the health system and traveling. And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the Wright Experience, Ms. Marion Hamilton. How are you?
Fine. Good evening, Dr. Wright.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I think we crossed paths a few months ago in National Harbor. I think it was Washington D.C. area at a national conference, and certainly enjoyed talking with you then, and excited about having you on the show.
Thank you for the invite.
And so, Ms. Hamilton, we'll jump right into the questions. If you'll start out just kind of talking, giving us an overview of the duties of a school board member, and then specifically your role as board president.
Sure. So for its role as a board member is in place to do governance and oversight of the school district. As you know, we have the one employee, which is the superintendent, that directs our district. Mm-hmm. We are not there to do day-to-day operations, but basically just for oversight. We're elected by our constituents in our community. And the major priorities that we have to do is basically we hire and evaluate a superintendent. We set goals annually. We also adopt goals and priorities of our district. We set a yearly tax rate, and we adopt a budget annually. For as being in the president role in our district, we are elected by our peers on the board. And basically, as the board president, you're the same as being a board member, except for you've been nominated to, if you need to speak to communications, if there's things like that needs to be done, you actually run the school board meeting. You work very collaboratively with the superintendent in making sure the agendas are set for your monthly meetings and things of that nature.
And what size board, how many members on your board?
We have 7 board members.
7 board members.
Yes.
And you've got an amazing superintendent now, too.
We do.
Heard a lot about her. She's an outstanding leader.
Yes, Dr. Catrice Perez has been with us for about a year and a half. She came to us with a wealth of knowledge, and she's been on the ground running ever since she's been in our district.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know you all are proud of that selection.
We
Very
are.
good. So, Ms. Hamilton, there have been a lot of changes, of course, in public schools, particularly in the last few years. But being that you've served as a board member since 2009, I know you've seen a lot of changes. So, talk about some of those overarching changes that you've seen during your tenure.
Well, as you said, I think since over my past years, the most challenging was COVID.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the return of COVID has been us returning into the buildings have been a huge experience because the children lost so much education loss. So it was like, now what do we do to get them back on track, considering they lost almost 2 school years? So our district has definitely put in a lot of initiatives to help our children as well as to help our staff members, because everybody had been off. They come back, it's kind of, there's mental fog, there's anxiety. So we've definitely tried to put programs in place for the teachers as well as the students to help everybody get back on track and move forward. And our district has done a great job, because even though our children did loss, we were one of the districts that we closed the gap the most in reading in our county.
Oh,
so
congratulations.
I'm very proud about that. So considering we had that setback, we did move forward.
Good. Sounds like you got some amazing folks in place to do the work. That's great.
We do, and it takes the whole team. No one can do it alone.
That's right.
And it just takes the amazing administration as well as individuals within our school buildings.
That's exactly right. So as I read your bio tonight and in preparation for the show, I've learned that you are certainly multidisciplined. You've got a career in the medical profession and also a real estate agent. So talk to us about some of the parallels that there might be between your professional career and your service as a school board member.
I would definitely say between the three is definitely a passion for helping others.
Okay, right.
Because if you look at the healthcare field, there's so many sick individuals, and it just takes a special person to be able to go in and to help people, because when they're sick, they're stressed out. It just takes special people to work in healthcare. Just like in the education industry, everybody's not cut out to be in education.
That's right.
So I would say, even from the real estate standpoint, that's helping an individual or a family, find their permanent home where they're going to go every day. So it definitely, I think all three of the things that I do cross in helping people. School board is definitely a passion to ensure that children are getting what they need to be successful in life. So it's just servantship for me.
Servantship, and that's what makes us tick as servant leaders. So that's great. Thank you for that. So I've always wanted to ask a school board member this next question. So here we go. What are your expectations for a school superintendent? When you guys are looking for, what do you expect? What are you looking for?
Basically, what you want is somebody that's definitely comfortable in their role, that has the skill set. And what I look for is, I definitely look for someone that has the passion for children. And it's not just a job for them every day. It's something that they love to do and they get excited about doing it. So in an interview, for say, I like to see someone that doesn't come in and put on a performance for me. I can tell the difference when it's totally role play and so very scripted. Come in, be yourself. We're looking for someone that can come in with a positive attitude and that has a vision to lead the district, because the energy comes from the top in order to get your staff to move in the same direction that you're trying to lead the district. So those are some of the things that I like. And I like for someone to definitely have a vision, and they always see opportunity for advancement. They don't become stagnant in what they're doing. They continue to strive for improvements.
So, and then new board members, because you've been doing this for a while. So what advice would you give to someone who is just beginning the role?
The advice I would give, it's funny you asked that question, is I would definitely advise a new board member to come in just as a superintendent. I hear a lot of superintendents say this, that they come into their districts and they listen and learn. Because going into school board business is totally different from your day-to-day corporate life. In school systems, you all kind of do the same thing every year. and you will get acclimated to that after being on the board. There's just certain things you do. You set the budget, you do the school calendar. There's a lot of repetition that's done yearly, but there's a lot of things that are new that you're just not familiar with. So I think you definitely need to give yourself an opportunity to sit back, listen, learn, and take advice from your fellow board members. You know, you don't have to take them at their word for what they're saying, but take what they're giving you and go research it for yourself to ensure that that's accurate information that's being given, because it is a learning process. It's nothing that you learn overnight. And I actually think it takes more than one term to really know everything, because there's things that we've encountered, like for say redistricting. It only happens every 10 years. So, you know, if you're not on the board for an extensive period of time, you may not never experience that. Right. So there's a lot. So new board members, I just encourage them to learn and do their research, because it's a different world, especially if you're not an educator. There's a lot of verbiage, as not being an educator myself, that I have to, okay, I need to know what this is. You know, what is this used for? And we also have to remember that as board members, we all have our own special expertise, because we all come from different professional backgrounds, and we all have something to offer. But in the education world, you all are the experts.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. And I heard you talk about being educators or not being educators. Do you believe that boards are best served by a diverse group of, you know, a mixture of educators and non-educators?
Yes, I do, because I believe different professional backgrounds can bring different things, wealth of knowledge and experience to the board.
Okay. So don't know if you all have this problem in the state of Texas. I'm sure you might, but we'll see. But how do we continue to recruit and then retain quality personnel in public schools, in your opinion?
What I would say, what we've done in my district with the teacher shortage is we've definitely tried to be competitive in our salaries for first-year teachers. And for as individuals that have been with us, we definitely try to, you know, engage them. There's opportunity for, if they're looking to seek a higher degree, we partner with, there's maybe 2 or 3 major universities within a 10-mile radius of our city that we partner with, and our educators can continue their education. So there's definitely an incentive. We also have a lot of professional development to support our teachers. This year, for new teachers, we've implemented something whereas we brought back retired educators that come in and support the newer teachers to try to help them, you know, along their journeys, because they're new and so they won't burn out. So I think that is an excellent program that has come in. And we also have something that the staff does on Wednesdays called Wellness Wednesdays, and it's designed for new teachers. And it's just a few minutes for them to just have a moment to relax, reflect, you know, vent, you know, because you don't want your new teachers burn out, because you definitely want them to stay in the career and to stay with your district. So those are some of the things that we've done in my district to, and for its recruiting, we've partnered with a lot of universities to recruit their graduating educators. And we've also extended to our seniors, when they graduate, if they're planning on being educators, we offer them a contract to return to our district and work once they have graduated and received their certifications.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a great incentive as well. Wow. Got some amazing stuff going on there. I might have to follow up with you and get some notes taken. That's great.
I think that was awesome. Definitely not my idea, definitely administration, but I think it's a big success.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Ms. Hamilton, what are some of the proudest moments that you have encountered serving as a school board member?
Well, I'll have to give you a little background. When I started on the board in 2009, my school district had 3 underperforming schools. Okay. We were having academic as well as financial problems. One of our subject matters that was really deteriorating was reading. So, you know, we made some changes with administration. We implemented some new programs. Our district had a conservator in the district based on academics and finances. And so 2016, our board was awarded the Texas School Board of the Year. So that was a huge honor for our school board, because we came in, when I got on the board, the district was doing very poorly. So it was a huge success to see that our district had grown, so academically as well as financially. Not to mention that we were one of the first districts in the state of Texas to have a STEM program for K through 12.
Mm-hmm.
So those were some of the moments that really made me proud being a board member here in Lancaster ISD.
So what is your perspective on the future of education? What are some things that you think are essential to us being successful moving forward?
I think as most educators, you all are definitely forward thinkers.
Yeah.
And I would always say, stay forward. Like say we have a 3-year-old program,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is very beneficial, for children to start learning. The younger they start learning, for say they could be in subject matters a lot earlier. Like 6th grade kids could definitely be in algebra 1, going into algebra 2, to help the kids advance. So I just definitely would encourage educators to continue to be forward thinkers and to continue to not underestimate your students, because they have the ability to do a lot if they have leadership guiding them in that direction.
And I think it's absolutely amazing that you as a board member understand that and sounds like you support that, because educators really need to hear that we have the flexibility to be able to be creative and be forward thinkers and continue to evaluate and move the bar as necessary. So
Right.
thank you for that.
Sure.
So is there anything that I've left off at this point, Ms. Hamilton, that you would like to share with our viewers at this point?
Basically, just for the educators, I just like to say thank you all for what you do. Well, it is a stressful job. Everyone is not cut out to be an educator.
That's right.
And just know that you all generate what our future will become. And just stay steadfast in what you all do and don't be discouraged.
What amazing encouragement. I appreciate that very much. Ms. Hamilton, if you'll hold on with us, we'll come back and close out the show.
Okay, sure.
As you can see, we have continued to bring you very amazing leaders. Ms. Hamilton's service as a board president, obviously, she is a seasoned veteran who is doing the work and doing it very well. It is essential for school districts to have good, productive working relationships between superintendents and their staffs and school board members. Particularly in today's time, school board position, in my opinion, has become more difficult because of all of the pressures that are outside of the work that they do to make policy and hire the superintendent and those kinds of things. And so to see someone that is focused on that work and trying to do their very best is absolutely exciting to hear. Later on this month, we're going to have one, and I'm trying to book the second school board member that'll be appearing on the Wright Experience, as we're dedicating the rest of this month to school board members in appreciation of school board Member Appreciation Month, which is a nationwide recognition for those people that do that work. They don't get rich doing that work, so it certainly requires a dedication and service to the community. And so we could not do the work that we do without effective school board members. And so, Ms. Hamilton, I just want to thank you so very much. I knew when we had our initial conversation that you would do really well, and I'm just excited to have you here. And this platform is open at a later date if you'd like to come back, and maybe we can get into real estate and hospital work and leadership, as well as maybe some more questions about school board leadership. So thank you for agreeing to be a part of the Wright Experience.
And thank you, Dr. Wright, for inviting me. I appreciate it.
To the Wright Experience audience, thank you very much and good evening.